Okay, so we all wake up the same way, or at least very similar. Your eyes would open, your brain still heavy with sleep and foggy and, most of the time slow. And sometimes, before your feet even touch the floor, you are already feeling tired. Like the weight of the day is pressing down on you and you can't get up out of bed. Before the day even started. Maybe your mind drifts to the things that you have to do, the worries that have been piling up, and the distraction that is, waiting on our phones. And in those few moments, those seconds that feel like tiny little universes all in their own, you're faced with a choice. You're faced with a choice. What will you do in this moment? Will you reach for your phone and start scrolling through social media, through endless notifications, jumping headfirst into those emails and messages and to-do lists? Or will you pause? Will you be still? And will you just close your eyes again and say a quiet prayer? That's the habit that I want to talk about today, actually. The simple, almost invisible habit of morning prayer. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be religious, okay? But hear me out. At first, it might feel like it's nothing, you're praying and your day is just going on normal, nothing weird. And honestly, it might feel like nothing, but like it doesn't matter. Like it's just like a whisper lost into the wind of the morning breeze, lost into the busy life. But do not underestimate it, I'm telling you. Because your prayer, the small silent act, is the quietest revolution that you can start inside your soul. Okay? Let's get one thing clear. Prayer isn't about being religious. Okay? It's not a checklist of words that you have to remember and memorize. It's not about being perfect. It's not about getting it right. No. No. Prayer is a connection. It's alignment. It's a reminder that you don't have to carry the weight of your day, your worries, your fears and hopes all on your shoulder, all on your own shoulder. When you wake up and whisper, "Thank you for this breath. Thank you that I'm alive today," or "Guide me," or even just "Help me," you are doing something powerful. You're stepping into your day with intention. You're telling yourself, and maybe something even greater than yourself, that you are not alone. You're turning into a source of strength that is more steady than your fear, more um, constant than your doubt, and more patient than your impatience. Morning prayer is something that grounds you, okay? It really does ground you. It recenters your heart, your mind, and your soul before the world tries to pull you into 100 different directions. It's that moment before all the noise in the early morning, before your distractions, before the rush of life, that makes a difference. Because here's the truth that nobody talks about. I'm pretty sure some people kind of like know this, but they don't like talking about it. Life feels heavy when you forget who is walking with you. When you start your day with prayer, you remind yourself that you're not just a person battling through life's storm alone. You're connected, you're supported, you are led by faith and not fear. You're not asking the world for permission to succeed. You're not reacting to circumstances or letting the day dictate your mood. You're leading. Leading with faith, leading with purpose, leading with peace. And yes, I know how easy it is to skip a morning prayer. Like I do it sometimes, like I do it myself sometimes. Like it's easy to skip, to say I don't have time for this. Oh, God already knows what I feel. He knows all. Why do I even have to do that? But this isn't about God, you know? This isn't about God needing to hear your words. It's about you needing to hear your own words. Okay? Because you need to hear them more than God does, actually. You need that moment to let go, to be honest, to set your heart and your head straight. You need to breathe deeply before life speeds up again. And when you do this, when you make this tiny habit a daily practice, something incredible happens. Okay? Something truly incredible happens. It starts to reshape you. You become more grounded, more patient, more hopeful, and more intentional. You start to see life through a new lens. A lens that is focused on possibility instead of fear, on calm instead of chaos, and on gratitude instead of what you're lacking. Pray when you're tired. Pray when you're overwhelmed. Pray when you don't know what to say. Even silence counts. Prayer doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be a set of words that you need to say specifically. Prayer doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. Not for God's sake, but for your sake. So yes, this habit is simple. May seem a bit religious, but don't mistake simple for weak. Okay? In a world full of noise, full of speed, full of distractions, prayer is your power. Okay? Your anchor, your shield. Start small. You can start with 1 minute. Before. It has to be before the scroll, before you rush, and before the world demands your attention. Say a silent prayer to yourself and your Creator. No filter, no pressure, just presence. That's it. That's simple, And that simple, quiet habit, it just might change your life. If you are ready to try, share your experience below. If you have been praying every morning, I want you to tell me how it has changed you. And with that said, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want more videos like this. And remember, your life is reshaped by what you do consistently, even in the smallest moments. So make those moments count, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Let's get to work and let's take over the world, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye.